does. Makes a man miss. He's nice 10-yard run. Still on his feet. Still on his feet.
Hello, Cochise County. Welcome to another episode of the CoolFM Live Sports Show brought to you by Seniors Helping Seniors. Welcome to November. That means our winter sports like basketball and soccer will be getting started. But first, we have playoff football. Cochise County is well represented in a 2A, CAA, 5A flag football tournaments.
Yeah.
What was that? I just read off a bunch of letters. I don't know what any of that means.
All of it worked, though.
2A, we're represented in 2A, obviously with
and the
Benson,
girls in
Willcox.
5A.
Girls in 5A flag football. Berean representing Kenyon Athletic. So, yeah, a lot of playoff football.
All right.
Man.
Let's get started with some top plays.
Oh, yeah, let's get after it. One of the top plays we're going to start with.
Back in the shotgun and got Workman in motion. He's looking for his
Benson,
Ronnie Evans.
Willcox,
Nice catch and run. He's still up.
Shout out to Vito and the producer.
In the passing game.
Dawson Judge, the Bobby Evans on that
Hill under center. Picks the cook. He's going to get that outside.
What a stretch right here, too.
Did you see how everybody blocked there?
Yeah. Everybody was moving.
Good play to highlight.
Good old-fashioned stretch play.
Good block. Got a Berean play.
Look at that.
INT.
Isaac Merrill. Big time interception. It's always an extra.
Just under 4 minutes left. Got some time. He's looking.
Oh, this is the run.
He does.
Running the
This
ball.
is the run.
He gets hit at the 10-yard line.
That was that truck I was talking about.
Then Mr. Powell.
Runs to the up the
Very,
I hope we got that.
very important how he plays all year. But very nice play. And unfortunately for them, interception by Joseph Sanchez. Big play by Willcox. You see that already up there. That was a huge play for that game. Back to Berean. Back to the Isaac Merrill show. The
Oh, look at that. Catches it off the hop.
It's a punt return. It's either a bingo or oh no. I think this is going to be a bingo.
So these are metal stands, so you can see how bad it shakes on.
vibration.
Yeah, I love it.
This fade right here is beautiful.
I really like this play. It's 26-0. This is a pride play. That's the last touchdown pass for Dawson Judge and the Vision Bobcats this season. Caught there by Jason Santo. Last play of the week. This is a big boy, defensive lineman,
Zacchaeus Banks.
Did you see him crossing the
big
finish
fella,
line?
run.
Naruto,
Hey, reach out
what
to
the
me. I
heck
got
was that?
something for you.
Hey, Zacchaeus Banks, my guy, that's a defensive lineman. They got involved in the offense there. Got to run, and hey, those big guys are hard to bring down.
Dude,
He-
I like to see the big fellas do big fella things.
My
sir.
favorite thing is watching
O-line,
Wuhan,
D-line never get no love. So
We got you.
those
exactly.
lead blocking fullbacks, running backs, drilling dudes on the side like a corner going up against those guys. That is so punishing.
Oh yeah, no, you think these defensive linemen, offensive linemen, they may not be that fast, but they're a cornerback, a safety, they're not trying to tackle those big dudes.
And when we talk about, when we get to that Benson Willcox game, it's probably going to be some highlights there where you see some big fellas getting hands on little guys.
Oh, yeah.
And the big man's probably going to win.
Yeah, absolutely. Now those are just some of the top plays. Obviously, those were not all of the plays. We saved some just for the game highlights that we're going to get into. But we're going to first of all thank one of our sponsors, our presenting sponsor, Seniors Helping Seniors. If you're searching for a like-minded friend to help tackle chores and tasks, or even a companion to join you in hobbies and activities, call Seniors Helping Seniors. Their caregivers are seniors themselves. They show up ready and to exceed expectations on a schedule that meets your needs, including overnight. Or you can make a difference by joining the Seniors Helping Seniors team, and their teams consist of mature, compassionate adults who thrive on assisting and connecting with other wonderful individuals. So reach out to them or check them out on southernArizonaSHS.com or call 520-487-4246. That's Seniors Helping Seniors.
All right, let's get into some game highlights. So we got Berean hosted Paradise Valley Christian Prep.
Sierra Vista, gotta love your Eagles.
Yep.
Yes, we see
Tough one right
already
there in the
getting
middle.
started.
Short yards.
Isaac Merrill, the quarterback, he fakes the handoff there and does the work himself, gets in for a score. You know, he's a big-time player, always making huge plays for his offense. But this game was closer than Berean's actually used to, especially starting off because of plays like this.
That's a nice little catcher. Just loop up the field and then take off. When you're playing man coverage like that, if one guy misses, it might be a big play.
And here's that play from the top play.
Lord, hey.
That's a big guy, Zacchaeus Banks. You see the score at the time was 6-13, so it's not like he got in at garbage time.
No, that's
to
an
make
important
that play. That's an important play. Yeah. Here we go. Paradise Valley keeping it close. Score here. It's just 20-12.
Isaac Merrill
Again,
just
up the middle.
showed up.
He cut this defense up. He cut him up like a guess who now.
Yes.
This is all the first time I'm seeing a lot of this, so this is great. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice
That
pass.
here. I believe that's Omar Sprout on the reception.
Here's the takeaway.
There's that interception.
Yeah, you're right there. This was the Isaac Merrill show. It really was. And what hasn't he done so far? He's throwing touchdowns. He's getting interceptions. He's running for touchdowns. He's all over the place.
Well, he had a good mentor.
Big time play. Big time. Isaac Hively on defense.
Oh, that's a nice play
Isaac
right there,
Hively.
man. He took out two guys. Okay.
Good one.
I mean, let's not forget Paradise Valley is a playoff team, so they're worthy of being here. But our Eagles gonna fly over any opponent that they line up in front of.
Yeah. There's that punt return we just saw in the top plays.
I think that Isaac Merrill might have just put himself up there amongst our Player of the Week candidates
right.
with this performance tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
Rushing touchdown, passing touchdown, interception, punt return.
And there's
Stack
Zacchaeus
him
Banks
up.
making plays where he normally does on defense.
And just tough running up the middle.
Omar Sprout with a big hit.
Yeah,
Ooh.
look at that. Nice
Low
tackle.
man wins. Shoulder pad right on the football. Very nice piece of tackling right
Wow.
That was it. So,
Shout out to Coach Jalen Hampton and the Eagles for showing some dominance late in the game and putting the gas pedal down and doing what Berean does best and just roll away with it.
so the score there was 43-18, Berean. I mean, is there anything else we need to cover on that team?
there. Yeah, remember that Berean had about a 1 month break between this game and their last game. So for them to have a month where a team could possibly get cold and lose focus, they did not look like they lost focus last night. They came in and they handled business. And this now is going to send the Eagles to not their first, not their second, but their third consecutive trip to the state championship.
Yeah, at all different levels, or the first, we'll see them. We've seen them a few times, and we'll see them again. It's really great to see. All right.
Also important to note that, the score is 43-18, but they pulled away late. That game was close and competitive for the first half, even into the third quarter, which is actually good for Berean. They haven't had a lot of challenges this season. A lot of their games they win big and they're usually blowouts. But to win a state championship, you're going to have a battle-tested team that can either, win close games, come back if you need to, put teams away when you need to. So I feel like this game, even though the score looks lopsided, 43-18, they kind of work to that, but it's still going to give Coach Hampton and their staff plenty of things in the film room to look at, to work on, and have focus and motivation going into that state championship.
And they're still getting healthier, so.
So fly, Eagles fly. We wishing you guys the best of luck as you
Absolutely.
compete next week for another state championship.
All right, we got to see the Buena Flag football team. Oh my gosh! Now this was a fun one against Horizon. No.
Yep,
Did they really
Horizon.
Horizon? Okay,
Horizon
so that
Huskies.
was Horizon. You got to see these. Do we have highlights for this one?
We don't
No,
have the
man,
highlight.
Oh
that
my
was-
gosh!
It wasn't full coverage
Yeah,
for
with
that game.
NFL Church game.
Shoot,
Yeah.
that was a lot of fun.
But
though.
that was John and I working that game. So shout out from that game to
Storm.
What did you guys see? What did you guys see in the game?
There were
We
one
were tuned
player.
into. We tuned into. We did the name of the channel was temporarily changed from Cool FM to DTV, as in Destiny Toyola Villalobos. She went completely off. 4 interceptions, John.
4 interceptions, 5 touchdowns. So 2 pick sixes. 3 offensive or 3 offensive touchdowns. I don't think she had any punt or kick
No,
returns
not
for touchdowns.
One pick six to end the game.
Yeah.
Pick six
She
to
iced the
end
game with the
Yep.
pick six.
That was fun. So we saw the Horizon team come in, and they had kind of a one-man show. This really great quarterback to a wide receiver
Noah
duo.
Curtis.
Noah Curtis, the number 2.
Receiver.
They're 5'9", tall tree wide receiver. She was out there catching high point passes all night until they made the adjustment where they put Destiny on top. And then once Destiny was shadowing her, she started shutting down the offense. But a lot of flags thrown in that game, though.
It was.
A lot of flags thrown in that game.
For a little bit of contact with non-contact sport.
Oh my gosh! When 2 people are going after the same ball, you got it. 2 people touch each other and they fall to the ground. Well, anyway, we'll just
Officiating one-on-one, it should not automatically be a defensive penalty
For a
if
playoff
an
game.
offensive player and a defensive player run into each other on the field. It's not automatically the defense did something wrong.
no, and it was
Sorry.
a playoff game, so we're
I'll put my
hoping that
commentator hat back on.
I know we're hoping things get better. They're imperfect human beings. So
Well, still shout out to the Buena Flag football team advancing in the playoffs, keeping those state championship hopes alive. They go to play
Today.
Casa Grande today
Yeah.
at 2:00. So Saturday, 2:00. Cool FM will be there on the coverage, so we could check that game and watch it live here on Cool FM.
very cool. Well, we want to thank Prestige Remodeling and Restoration LLC of Sierra Vista for partnering with the show to help us support these local athletes. Prestige has pioneered a visionary approach that empowers exceptional service, reinvigorating the fundamental principles of customer-centric service. As a licensed general contractor, including plumbing and electrical, they proudly cater to both commercial and residential needs. Visit them at prestigesierravista.com. All
Let's
right.
get into that big game that the
All of
whole
us were at last
sports
night.
team. We all were in Willcox last night as we watched the big Cochise County
Cochise County.
2A playoff
2A
showdown. Big time game.
Big
Start
down
off
the middle by
this is that
Cuevas.
first possession of the game. Willcox gets the ball, as you can see, matriculate the ball downfield, get to the red zone, and punch it in pretty easily.
And that was like a 7-minute drive, guys. First play of the game right here for Benson. Tried to hand it off to Lauder, and boom, ball comes out. But luckily, the officials ruled that he was down before the fumble, and Benson did retain the ball on this play.
You know, it's interesting because that was a fumble, and you never actually see a ref signal that he was down. They just gave the ball back to him. That was just weird.
Cook, Caleb, to the house.
He put the team on his back last night. He became the guy that carried the majority of the weight for this offense last night, and he did it wonderfully. Dawson good.
So as you can see, first 2 possessions for Willcox, 2 touchdowns. Now Benson's down 13-0 by the time they get the ball back. Big run by Dawson Judd there. They seem to get things themselves going when Dawson Judd makes a big play, but every time that happens, Willcox was able to clamp down, get a sack, make a
Game
big
Tackling by Caleb Cook.
Never tackled by one player.
Here we go again.
Look at even the sacks.
He tried to come out that full half formation.
14-yard loss.
Willcox was not fooled.
And then that was
I like
4th
that
and
game.
1 right there.
Run up the middle, Caleb Cook bursts through and makes that about a 50, 40-something yard.
Trying to make something happen here, and he just throws an interception, and it's undercut and not working out in their favor.
Counter.
That was a big play of the game
Yeah, I was
because
gonna say.
Benson had drove down to the 1-yard line, down 20-0 to throw the interception in the end zone was really backbreaking.
But right here, what you're seeing is that the Willcox defense harassed Dawson Judd all night. They just didn't give him time to throw the football. He got a couple of passes off, but his biggest plays were made using his leg.
Yeah. And you're
Right here. Look at this stick. It was right in. I wish we could have had
Gets
it.
hit at the
ran right
10,
over him.
but finishes the run at the 1.
And then the
Or
lineman
2-yard
come and
line.
push the power forward, and they got him inside the 5-yard line. But they weren't able to score on that drive. That's a nice pass right there that brings up a first down. But you can tell by once you started getting into the late part of the second quarter,
Another sack.
yeah, they just kept pouring on the pressure. Look, sack
Another
in the
sack.
back.
Are we counting sacks? Because that's another one.
I think the unofficial count
Another one.
might have been. We got a refresh this morning saying it was 12, possibly 12 sacks in this game. Willcox defense just slicing through that Bobcat offensive line last night. And then look here, pinching, bringing both the outside backers in and creating pressure.
Never tackled by one player. I keep saying this. Like, look at that. He gets hit by one guy, and then the second guy cleans up.
Look how he busts through the middle there. He almost took his head off.
Yeah, 58 was in the backfield a lot last
He
night.
might have had 5 sacks by himself last night. And then this touchdown, just kind of nailing the coffin, sealing the deal in the fourth quarter.
And the coach, when we were down there on the sideline, he was like, "Punch your ticket!" He was getting into it. Yeah, it was. It was a fourth down play.
Another sack.
So,
Like just back-to-back sacks.
This is the last play of the game for Benson. Like I said, probably the last.
it's been the last 19 seconds.
Pass for Dawson Judd. I'm glad that was a touchdown. Even though season ends for them, to finish the drive, put some points on the board, don't get shut out, and let that be the last play that you make to end your career at the high school. So, big win for Willcox, and they are moving on. Shout out to them Cowboys.
Yep, so player of the game, we were saying Isaac Merrill, Caleb Cook. Wouldn't you say? Or how would we?
I would say for the Berean game, Isaac Merrill for sure. He dominated that game. It's a little bit trickier for the Willcox game because we were there. We saw we're saying Caleb Cook because he was the big play guy, and he was the workhorse all night. But it could have gone to that defensive line.
I'm about to say,
I give it to the line. I give it to the line for sure. But I would also say that the running. So Coach said. He said he was not happy with our analysis of the linebacker crew at Willcox.
Benson, too.
Benson, yeah, Willcox and Benson. He was saying that we didn't give him enough credit. I didn't see enough of the game. So, but what they were doing was it's like having a whole bunch of outside linebackers. It's a lot of coverage linebackers. You could see on the film that they always got one, and then the second guy always brought them down. That's that kind of ability to cover a play and finish the play is really, really important. That is the kind of thing that takes you to the next level.
Yeah. I think we talked about it in pregame. We talked about it in their last matchup. It's the power. It's the game of two different powers. One's a passing team. One's a running team. I think what you're saying and what you guys always talk about. It's the dirty work guys that actually make all the difference.
Trench warriors.
But
because
that game was
even though Caleb Cook is a great runner and made some great plays. Dawson Judd on Benson, great quarterback. They got great wide receivers. But if you're not able to block and protect your quarterback,
right.
you're not going to be able to see those big explosive plays that you're used to seeing. And on the flip side, if you're not able to slow that rushing attack down, then they're going to build that lead and then kind of essentially just sat on the football the whole rest of the game and never really gave Benson an opportunity to get their offense in any rhythm. So the amount of sacks, which we've talked at somewhere between 8 and 12 sacks, I'm sure Dawson Judd is feeling that this morning.
Yeah.
But he's running for his life. He's getting sacked.
Yeah.
You have to credit that defensive line for Willcox. I think the offensive line for Benson is probably not as good as the offensive weapons that they have on offense, but maybe their offensive line is not at that same level and got exposed by Willcox.
Yeah. Okay, there's something else I wanted to say about Willcox. Oh, so their defensive backs, did they get tested or was it just a total massacre?
No, I think that this game was a game where if I'm a defensive back for the Willcox Cowboys, I'm thanking the defensive linemen and the linebackers.
Didn't even sweat.
No, I mean, not that they didn't play. They were on the field, they did their jobs, but you didn't have to worry about trying to lock down this high-powered pass attack because they never gave Judd the time to really get clean throws off. Every quarterback has a position they love to get their body in before they deliver the ball. And Willcox just didn't let him get set. And so we said it last night in our post-game show, and I'm going to say it again here on air. I want to tip my hat to the Willcox coaching staff because their game plan was spot on. I love to see a prepared football team. They knew what the Bobcats like to do, and they set themselves up to be able to stop it.
So one thing that I did hear in one of the interviews was that the running backs were all happy to block for each other, like linemen. And I was like, well, we had a dominant performance by one running back, but if you kind of think about it, it's a three-headed, you got two dudes that are blocking, and then every once in a while they get the handoff going back the opposite direction for another 15 yards. So that misdirection power running game is, it's hard to...
To add to your comment, John, Caleb Cook and Cuevas mentioned that they would go to practice with the O-line and see what they were blocking and how their holes were supposed to be. So they were working together in tandem.
Learning how to get leverage, you learn that with the big men. I played running back and tight end, but blocking with a lineman as a kid teaches you how to get your hips low and to kind of get that lift with your legs rather than with your back. A lot of people want to block with their upper body.
And once again, just a huge, huge level of respect that we want to give to Benson and to their players and what they did. Coach Lotz had a mentality and a mantra that he created with this team this season. And when we interviewed their players, they all repeated it, which is you before me. I have to make sure that what I do benefits you before I take care of myself. And that's the way they played. That's the way they present themselves. And that's why they were victorious last night on the field.
Absolutely. Gotta love that. Got to. And lastly, got to give respect. I've been told we've got to respect the Willcox linebackers. They feel like they're the best linebackers
trio
in 2A, Arizona, and with a performance like that, I can't argue with that. So shout out to Willcox.
I'll call them out by name.
The linebackers.
I'll call their names out.
Aren't the linebackers also the running backs?
The linebackers are the running backs.
And outside of Christian Teeters, which we got to give him some love because he doesn't get all the love that the running backs, and when they get the ball and they get recognized for that. But Christian Teeters was all over the place last night as well too. Big time love to their linebacker crew, and like we said, Dawson Judd didn't have any time to pass, so maybe those defensive backs didn't have to cover as much. But I will say the times that he did have time to pass, he didn't have guys just running wide open and stuff. So complete dominant defensive performance, and we look to see them capitalize on their trip to Phoenix next week as they try to put in their bid to win a state championship.
So again, we said some things, we made some commentary. I'm not going to walk the comments back. I'm not going to walk the comments back. But I will say, because of how well you guys played, you deserve to have your names called out loud for what you did.
Absolutely.
So, Vlad Simonyenko.
Yes.
Ishmael Cuevas, Asher Ward, and Caleb Cook. Outstanding play last night. Now, I'm not talking about what you guys did on offense. I'm talking about how you guys played the linebacker positions last night. You did amazing. We saw you, and you earned a lot of respect.
There was another guy, I'm trying to remember his name, but Coach even said they couldn't block him all night. And
that was Alan Allred. Alan Allred said they had no answer for Alan Allred at all last night. And we saw, when you saw sacks in the backfield, you saw 58 and 50. And that's Allred and Simonyenko just harassing Dawson Judd all night.
Game of the year for those guys for sure.
Man, I have no more words. I'm done. I talk all the time.
Hey, at this point, all we can say is go Cowboys. Like I think you told the coach and some of the players last night, go take care of business and try to bring home a state championship to Cochise County. We're all rooting for you.
And if Willcox thinks we don't root for them, please get that out of your heads. That is not a thing that we've loved Willcox all season. I used to say Willcox tough, all last year. Those kids just chew on metal in their off time, But we'd like to thank Physical Balance Center. They're much more than your typical physical therapy clinic. At Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, they focus on improving your quality of life by using holistic, whole-body approach to connect your diagnosis with a customized plan of care. Opened by Dr. Tap DeWong of Tap Into Wellness, love your life with Dr. Tap at Physical Balance Center in Sierra Vista. Thank you so much. Yeah. All right.
You want to talk some college football?
I think it's appropriate.
All right. Well, it is Saturday.
I can tell you this.
U of A's in action.
I can tell you this. I went to a U of A game last Saturday, and those boys are back.
Okay.
They look good.
Those boys are back.
They look real good.
They
They're
went
playing
into
right.
Boulder the week before
Yeah.
and smacked Dion's team in the face.
Which
And then they
everybody's
come home for homecoming weekend. They brought in a whole bunch of old alumni football players all the way back to the 60s. I mean, it was just crazy.
Had Gronk out there.
And they played the comeback game of the year in the fourth quarter. Kansas wasn't no shoe-in. They weren't a pushover. They were fighting tooth and nail and won
right
that game
now,
in the last 40 seconds.
Right now, they're playing a nationally ranked Cincinnati team.
And we're up.
Ranked 25. They're up 7-0.
I was going to ask.
First
Oh,
quarter
and
just
also-
started.
By the way, shout out to Noah Fafita tying the record for passing TDs at Arizona last week.
Let's go, Noah.
Wow.
So Willie Tuitama and Foles are the ones that he shares that with now, and
Very cool. He'll take
he'll
that.
be, if he passed that TD, he's the all-time leader now. So we'll see. But man, Brent Brennan's got those guys just going crazy.
They looking good.
And but I should say they are bowl eligible.
I didn't know where he was going with that. I was like, what is he reaching for?
That's what they were all doing as they came back into the locker room. They were simulating the bowler. So
But it's good to be make yourself bowl eligible while you still have a couple games left.
Yeah.
Because now you're improving your position. If they can win this game today, that's going to be a
better
big time
bowl.
jump for them. They'll probably be ranked in the top 20, I think, if they win today. Because they're just right outside the top 25 right now.
So right now, Wisconsin and Indiana, 0-0. Indiana, number 2 in the country.
Listen,
That's crazy.
The
Are you
Hoosiers
kidding
are
me?
But they're
for
good.
real.
They are really good.
That just
Like they're for real.
I honestly like how it changes every year. I parody or
love
not
it.
parody, I do like it. I'd love to see the
Thank
Huskies.
NIL for that.
Yeah,
Well,
I love it.
The issue with that is
Oops, Cincinnati
you
just
lose
put one up.
you lose your coach.
Yeah.
If you're
If you're
Indiana
really
or if you're one of those teams that has a great Cinderella type season, it's more than likely that some of the powerhouse teams are going to come.
But they locked
Get your
him
coach.
up.
They did.
Big contract that
They
they
did.
gave him, and they locked that
because
coach
they know
in.
that. Because they know what I just said. So they're like, hey, let's try to keep him here. And I like that because, all of the blue bloods, your some of those SEC teams, Alabama, Georgia, I throw Oklahoma in there, they had to start somewhere.
Right.
They had to start somewhere. And if somebody can, I always like the idea of if you could take a team that's known for being a basketball program or just not known for football, and then you make it a football powerhouse,
Yeah,
that's a big deal.
Yeah. All right, so who else we got? Any of the important games? We got South Carolina, Texas A&M. Texas A&M is number 3. Southern Florida, number 24 versus Navy. I kind of had a feeling Navy's going to
Hey,
take that.
Oklahoma,
I
Alabama
think
today.
Navy-
Oklahoma, Alabama today.
Yeah,
Anybody
exactly.
That,
Well, we're saying
scared.
watch
Let's
that
go.
one
I mean,
later.
that's kind of a big game.
Hey, speaking of coaches, though, did you guys read that James Franklin, the former Penn State coach, is in talks to possibly
Virginia
take over
Tech.
the head coaching job over in Blacksburg with Virginia Tech?
Okay, all the
I like
powerhouse coaches stay on the East Coast, unfortunately. Iowa, number 21 versus USC. That's going to be a really good game.
That should be a good game.
Then Duke versus Virginia. They're actually projecting Duke to win that game, even though Virginia's ranked number 19. Oh, Miami versus North Carolina State. That could be a fun one. Alabama versus, like you were saying, Alabama versus Oklahoma. That's going to be probably the big daddy.
Well, that one has,
tonight.
playoff implications because both of those are two teams that are
right there.
Right there. Oklahoma's right outside the top 10. I think Alabama's ranked 4. Or,
Yeah, and if Alabama,
3
I
or 4.
think even if
Oh, yeah,
Alabama
4.
Is
loses,
that in Tuscaloosa or is it in
Yeah.
Norman? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Alabama.
When's
So
the
it's
last
gonna be a
time
tough
Oklahoma was in Tuscaloosa?
It was.
I don't think they've ever.
No, it was a couple years ago.
Okay.
In which we won.
All right.
Just throw that out there.
Thank you,
Throw that-
Dennis.
throw that out
Baker
there.
was
with,
there?
No, with Saban was there. I know that
okay.
when the GOAT.
took out the goat.
But this was a few years ago. This is back before Oklahoma was even in the SEC.
Oh, okay, right before.
So, not a college football note, but did you guys see in women's college basketball? Number 15 ranked Duke played West Virginia last night, and West Virginia won that game with only 5 players available. They beat the number 15 ranked team in the country with only 5 available players. I guess they had injuries and some people fouled out in the first half, and they finished the second half of that game and not won by 1 or 2 points. They had a good double-digit win over a ranked opponent. So congratulations to the West Virginia Mountaineers women's basketball team playing strong and surviving with 5.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's
All
impressive.
right. Well, so Texas and Georgia. Sorry.
That's
number
a big
10.
one. That's a big
That
one.
might be an important game.
Yeah, that's
and
big.
that's in Georgia. Anything else?
Go Bulldogs now.
Bulldogs will get that one.
All right. Now,
NFL?
yes, it's time to hop into the NFL, my
Roll
friends.
picks.
All right. Let's talk about the teams that suck first. Miami
Cowboys,
and the Commanders. So the Commies versus the Dolphins. In Miami.
No, they're playing in Madrid, Spain.
Oh, I'm
That's a
sorry.
Spain
That's
game.
That's an overseas game.
dude. What do you? Is that?
You gotta
even
get up
a home
early to
game?
watch that game.
That's a toss-up.
Because-
Miami seems to be getting a little bit on the right track again. They were looking awful a couple weeks ago.
It's been a quarterback problem. It feels
Daniels
like.
is still going to be out, right?
I think he is out.
I'm going with the Dolphins on this
Yeah.
one.
with the
man.
Dolphins.
Yeah. And okay, so
I mean,
Jared,
they
who-
beat the Bills last week, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, I'm going Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with the Dolphins.
Okay. I think I will go. Shoot, I'll take the Commanders just to be the odd one because it's so close. I'm just like
It is
shoot.
kind of a toss-up. Yeah.
Let's talk
But
about
without your starting
Chargers.
quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. Without your starting quarterback, but they've okay. Chargers versus Jacksonville. Jared.
Chargers. Jim Harbaugh's got a really good thing going there right now. LeConkey, all those guys are clicking with that Oregon boy.
Both-
They're doing a real good job. So
Both quarterbacks are
Jacksonville lost the Heisman boy last
Yeah,
week.
Hunter's
the
out
rest
for the
of-
season.
Had LCL surgery, so he's done.
ATN though, he's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean they've got players, but they don't have enough.
And honestly,
firepower.
Lawrence has been looking. He's making plays. To me, that game is a little bit more of a toss-up too. Mm-hmm. But I would lean towards what Jared is saying too. I think the Chargers are just a step ahead of the Jaguars right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go LA Chargers, too.
Shoot, I'm taking the Jags. Shoot, I hate doing that.
John the Contrarian.
Yeah, well, it's the Jags are at home.
I'm like, where? It's in England? Is that what you're saying?
Jags are at home. And I mean, I like to see the Chargers win, but well, whatever. Okay, let's go with the Bears versus Vikings in Minnesota. Bears, so they've got a healthy quarterback so last week, would you say they threw the game away? Or how would you describe
You
the
talking
Bears
about
versus
the Vikings blew the game away or the Bears?
the Vikings? I'm sorry. So the Bears threw that game away, or they played so well in that game, but the Vikings threw that game away. As what I felt like it was like more they lost the game than the Bears won the game.
So, I mean, last week, I think, it was Minnesota and Baltimore played last week, right? And
Yes.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry.
I think
I'm talking about
what
different
we
teams.
saw in that game was the Ravens kind of gave everybody a little bit of a how-to guide on how to defend Justin Jefferson.
Man.
Just get physical with him. So if the Bears say, hey, copycat league, we'll do what they did because it worked, as long as the officials don't take that away, I think that they can contain that Vikings pass attack. So I'm going to go with Chicago.
All right, and this is in
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chicago as well too. They're such a hot and cold team. I think that's because Caleb Williams is a hot and cold quarterback. But
I've taken the Bears the last 2 weeks.
he's explosive enough. I think their defense is above average. I don't know if it's good, but I think it's above average, and they can do some things. They have some playmakers on their offense. So, not that Minnesota doesn't, but like you said, Justin Jefferson, I question their quarterback play and how in tune they are. I'll go with the Bears.
Gosh, yeah, I'm taking the Bears too. I'm losing my ability to love J.J. McCarthy. He's just kind of disappointing me. I expected him to do so well. All right, up next.
He's not bad.
I'll go ahead and pick the Bears. You can go ahead and pick, move on, John.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there someone else here? Is there someone else here? Shoot. The only Okay, Bears. So we got 3 Vikings and a bear. Is that how we got that one? Okay.
No, I picked Bears.
No,
too.
we got
three
we got-
Bears. All Bears.
We got
All
Bears.
Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Bears.
Monsters of the Midway.
All right, Packers versus Giants in New York.
This is easy.
Yeah,
for
Packers.
me. Packers.
Yeah, Green Bay.
I love Jameis Winston's, positivity and his attitude, but dude, you're not playing for a good football team.
Yeah, but he's got that knockout puncher's ability.
Especially with the injuries at running back. For New York, they kind of lost some of their aura that they were playing with. I think that they'll be better next year.
So this is the one thing that Jared and I have talked about. You remember when Antonio Pierce took over in the middle of the season and he won his very first game, and the Indianapolis Colts, when they had, who was that guy?
Jeff Saturday.
Yeah, Jeff Saturday, and they won their very first game. Sometimes that motivation, that emotion, that can punch you, that uppercut.
Yeah, because this is the Giants' first game without Brian Daboll as the head coach. So good point. Good point,
actually, I'm going to change mine to the to the
Talked yourself into it. He talked himself into it. Hey, but Green Bay is no slouch, bro.
No.
Like they're one of the better teams in the NFC, and New York is not. I just don't see them losing that game, especially Green Bay being a good team and still in kind of some must-win territory. Still, I expect them to take care of business.
All right, so we've got Houston Texans and Titans.
I watched that Houston comeback game last week, and I'm excited for that offense. Even though it's not CJ's offense, they still kept rolling and did what they did. So I'd like to see the Texans pull this one. Tennessee's just not where they need to be yet.
No, they're not very good.
And so they're going to
Two
get
young
some
quarterbacks.
They got to get some. They got to get some offensive weapons for Ward, and they just don't have it yet. So I'm going to pick the Texans on that one for sure.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Texans. And Houston playing very well. And there's a guy that plays on that team, and he happens to wear number 4. I won't tell you what his last name is, but if you see his last name, it might look kind of familiar to you if you're a fan of our show. So watch number 4.
Is there any
for the
relation
Texans.
there?
I mean, it might be, possibly.
Somewhere down the line.
Somewhere down the line,
All right. I'm also taking the Texans in this one. Panthers versus Falcons.
The NFC South is such a crapshoot.
That's what I'm saying. That's hard.
I was just going to give you the roll of the dice sign. I'm
so
like,
true.
I don't know. Shoot, the Falcons look so terrible, then they look great, and then they look terrible. And the Panthers.
Only team in
Panthers
that
are the
division
same.
I
Well,
ever
the
feel
Panthers-
comfortable calling out to say that they're gonna win is your Buccaneers. Like that's the only. I say, I don't feel confident. You guys remember like in the early 2000s where that division, whoever came in last place one season would win the division the next season. That division is crazy. So that game,
I'm going with the Panthers because I like what Bryce Young's doing with that offense, and Tetaroa is in there from U of A, doing
Rico
his
Dowdle.
thing. Exactly. Dowdle. Ooh.
I'm taking the Panthers.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
You see the next celebration they did where he faked it? Like he was
Like,
gonna
they
do it
just
again?
ran.
Did they flag him again?
No, they
Oh.
did. He was about to, then he's like, nah, I
nope.
just ran.
Yeah, one
that
pump. No, you're not
Those
allowed
Panthers.
to anymore. Okay, so
Panthers are fired
taking
up
the
right
Panthers.
now.
Let's go Panthers just off the celebration.
Yeah.
okay, we got Bengals versus Steelers. Pittsburgh's at home.
Big time AFC North matchup right here. Y'all know me. I'm about to be petty, coach. I'm
You're gonna
going
pick
with the Bengals.
I knew it. I knew it.
No. I'm joking. No, honestly, I think Pittsburgh's going to win this game.
I think Pittsburgh's going to win.
I might be petty, but I'm not stupid.
All right, Coach Jared.
Steelers.
Yeah, okay, that's 4 of us.
Steel
I hate
curtain.
it when we all get the same one, but yeah, okay. Niners versus Cardinals in Phoenix.
Got any homers here?
I'm from Washington, so I couldn't care less.
I think we could spend a whole segment talking about who should be the quarterback for the Cardinals moving forward. But I actually think the 49ers are going to win this. I think they kind of got back on the right track last week. And Cardinals, they got a lot of stuff to figure out still.
Well, Brissett is the new quarterback. I mean, Brissett has...
New as in for good or for right now? Or
I
At least for the rest of the season,
As far
right?
as backups go, I really like it's him and Minshew as far as like all-time backups.
Yeah.
I really like it when they take over. So to me, I'm actually taking the Niners too. Well, I'm taking the Niners, but I believe that the Cardinals could definitely win this at home.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick San Francisco in that game. I'm going 49ers.
Just by an edge of the Niners. You know, Arizona plays well at home, but not. They just don't have that sync yet.
The Niners don't need a star quarterback to win.
Yeah, they don't.
They do not.
But we're so far into the season, and it's for a team to not know who they are.
And Purdy is back this week.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Well, then shoot. Yeah, I'm definitely taking
Getting
the
the
Niners.
right pieces back at the right time.
He's probably going to have a big home crowd because Purdy's from Gilbert. So
So it's going to be like a homecoming for him.
Yeah.
Eagles, Lions.
Now that's the game of the week.
That is going to be a tough one.
Detroit or Philly?
The Bucks playing a good game too.
It's playing in Philly.
It's
In
in
Philly.
Philly.
Okay,
it's
so
at
we're talking
Philadelphia.
about weather here.
Dude, I'm taking Eagles.
Because Detroit has that little Ford Field where they have
They
the
don't got to play
stadium.
outside. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
I'm taking Eagles all day.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Lions at this one.
I'm gonna go with Lions too.
We're going to lock
I
it
like
up.
Jared
2-2.
Goff going crazy and showing that they're not that wherever their record's at right now. Those guys are not a pushover in the NFC. They're still in it. You know, they've got a lot. They've got Gibbs in the backfield. They got, I mean, everybody just doing what they need to.
Kind of like the Benson offense. They've got so many different weapons.
Yeah, and then you have all the defense healthy right now. Aiden Hutchinson's starting to finally get his leg back, and he's flying around in the backfield a lot. So
Plus, I think Philly is a good team. They have talent everywhere, but it doesn't seem like their chemistry is
Dude, their
how
wide
do you have
receiver
such a
hates
good
them.
you have such a good wide receiver, such a good quarterback, such a good running back, and it seemed and they win. They're going to have a winning record. They're going to be in the playoffs, of course, but it just doesn't seem like they're like clicking the way that you remember when the Patriots were dominant with Tom Brady, when they were clearly the best team. Even the Chiefs of recent history, you kind of feel like you could pick them to win every game because they're probably going to.
In the NFC,
with Philly, I just don't feel like they're good. They have the talent, but I don't feel like they have the chemistry.
I think they're I hate saying this, they're overrated. Like, I think they're a really good team, but people put them in the elite count.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
It's because of the talent. Is there a better running back than Saquon Barkley?
Defense is sick. The defense is sick alone.
Defense is good.
But when you're like you were saying, when the chemistry is off, that's a team game, and people don't realize chemistry is super important in team games.
It is, but there are times where the talent level and the desire to win can outweigh bad chemistry.
I agree.
I'll give you an example of that basketball. The Kobe and Shaq Lakers. We knew that they had their back and forth, right?
Dude,
but when
they
it
should have
came
won
time to play,
6. I mean,
but they
that
still
was
had
bad
they had a
chemistry.
three-peat, right? Didn't they have a three-peat?
Yeah.
So I mean, they still had a dynasty, and they were a perennial NBA Finals team at one point. So
you're
I
right.
think the Eagles, in my opinion, have that kind of ability where, we may fight and not get along during the regular season, but we still seem to be winning games.
Right.
And when the playoffs come and we know we're playing for all the marbles, they seem to kind of lock in. So
You're exactly
I'm going to go
right.
with Philly in this game.
All right, now to the games we love, the teams we love. Let's see, Ravens versus Browns. I think that one's pretty clear. Do we even need to? I mean, Ravens by a lot.
Ravens flock, right? I mean, the Browns, look, I'm happy for this game because we'll get our second game against the Browns out of the way.
Yeah.
So we're done playing the Browns the rest of the season. So, I'm picking the Ravens. But what I don't like is we haven't played Pittsburgh yet.
Yeah.
And we're in November now. We got to play them. We got to play them twice in like 30 days, and that's always really tough.
At least you're going to get them with your quarterback.
This is true.
So-
This is true. So I'm definitely going Baltimore on that one.
All right, Jared.
Ravens.
Yep.
Ravens.
Okay, that was easy. Let's talk about the Bucks versus the Bills. What is this gonna happen? This is.
Is it going to be 3-1 on this call?
No, actually, I'm losing respect for the Bills, man. I'm like quickly losing. I love Josh Allen, but the luster on the rest of that team is just wearing so thin.
Yeah, they've kind of dropped down from that.
They played really
elite
well
status.
against the Chiefs, but they put everything in on every regular season game versus the Chiefs, and then they come back and they lay an egg.
But they're at home against the Buccaneers, which I think Tampa Bay is good.
Oh, it's going to be cold though. What do you think, Jared?
So here's my rundown. Yes, the weather will be a factor because we love playing at the beach in Tampa.
Yeah.
You know, so but Josh Allen and his offensive coordinator and whatever's going on in that offense is a struggle. And I think that if the coaches on the defensive side of the ball have prepared right for with Tampa Bay this week, I think we're going to see that same kind of thing happen. That you disrupt the offense and get in Josh Allen's head. You get him early. It's going to be a game, and we're going to be able to do it now. We don't have anything on offense right now. We have 2 running backs. We have Ted Johnson, who thinks he's the MVP.
I love that guy.
I love that whole
I've been
thing,
cheating MVP for it too.
Add that in there.
It's so fun.
It's just something that's loving to run with. But Baker is not even 100% himself, and so I think that we just have to come together and put that,
I was going to pick the Bucks. Now I'm picking the Bills. Good job.
Well,
you
that's
did
fine.
not sell it at all.
Hey, but
Oh, my God.
I'm going with the pewter and red.
He's doing the lead course, so not so fast.
But
he's naming up. We're hurt. We don't have the quarterback's hurt. We don't have
Tucker is going to pull away with this game. I think Tucker, if he gets the ball enough, and he said, "Give me the ball all week." He's been telling him, "Just start me. Don't even." Rashad should be a third down back. Rashad White's a third down back. He should be the one getting the first downs. And we just keep rolling. Cade Otton's having a heck of a season. He's coming around as a tight end, and we love the tight end in our offense. So
Baker loves tight ends.
Yeah, so I think that
We've got 4 games.
Baker does his thing. So I'm going with my Bucks. I'm going to stick to my guns.
4 games in 5 weeks.
I'm going to go with Tampa Bay, but I also want to say Miami beat Buffalo last week, and a lot of people are like, well, what's that all about? Yeah. Remember that division opponents usually always play you really well, right? They're the team you play the most, they know you the best, and so I think Miami just kind of had something that they were able to exploit on the Bills last week, but that doesn't mean the Bills aren't still the Bills. So I'm picking Tampa, but let's not write the Bills off as a team just
I'm
yet.
taking the Bills too. Jared sold me on them.
I'm taking the Bills just because I like Baker Mayfield. I like Tampa Bay. I think they're just too injured right now, and the sense of urgency I think is going to be a little bit extra for Buffalo. Bills Mafia at home. That's going to be a tough ask.
And it's been snowing.
Baker to go in.
It's been snowing up there too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Baker going to go make bread. I've been saying it all season. Baker making bread.
Seahawks versus Rams in
Another
LA.
toss-up game.
No, dude, that's Seahawks all the way.
You think?
Yes.
On what?
Dude, LA
On
is.
what?
The thing is LA is better away because that is not a home team. That their field is the worst field. It's like the Raiders and the Rams. Yeah, so teams come from out of town.
They travel like crazy.
They travel like crazy. It's the easiest to get in and out.
Saying,
it is not a home field advantage.
No.
That's my point. Is like the and the Seahawks, dude. They are so good.
They are playing good this year.
Dude, it's
got
the
a running back.
Seahawks.
Yeah, 2 running
Walker.
backs.
Oh, man.
And Charbon.
Oh,
No,
yeah, like him.
I think they might be the best team in the NFC. It's close. I think there's 3 teams right there, but as far as health and putting it all together, I think it's the Seahawks by a runaway. Okay. Anybody else?
I'm going to go Rams.
I'm gonna go Seahawks. I'm gonna go Seattle.
You kind of like I did for you, John.
Flipped it.
I might be going with the Seahawks just because of their run game. They have a very solid run game, and they're clicking well with that. So I think. And is Dalton still the QB? Right
Dalton,
now?
yeah, dude.
Okay.
Hey, and John, the winner of this game is going to take over first place in the NFC West because they both right now have 7-2 records. So
I'm going to take. Why can't I think of his name? Quarterback for the
Stafford.
Rams. I'm going to take Stafford over
man.
Arnold any day of
that
the week.
old Georgia Bulldog.
Any day of the week.
That's where he was. Yeah, that's right.
And possibly the best game of the week.
Oh, here we go.
The Chiefs versus Broncos. Honestly, this is another
should
one
be a
where,
big
like,
one.
I hate thinking
Arrowhead or Mile High?
It's in Mile High. But did you see the way the Broncos have been playing the last 3 weeks? They are. I think they've got the best defense in the NFL, and their offense is. And I'm a Bo Nix guy. I love Bo Nix, but they've been so hot and cold this season that I'm just like. I can't give them a whole lot of.
Is it hard for you to say that as a Chiefs fan to say you're a Bo Nix guy?
No, I dude. I'm actually I like Raider. My favorite player in the NFL is Brock Bowers. Raiders. I love that, dude. If I could
Man,
get
we
it.
keep calling out Georgia Bulldogs, man.
Yeah, you must be
They're good. They're good.
connected at that. But yeah, no, I'm gonna go Chiefs on that game. I like the Broncos too, but I think again, Chiefs are still good team. They still got Patrick Mahomes, and with some of the struggles by the Chiefs, I think, comes with their hunger. They're just not as hungry as other teams that have not won yet. Yeah. So they get a little complacent, but whenever they have that sense of urgency, they can turn it on. I'm still trusting that they can do that.
Yeah.
And I think that they will. So I'm taking Chiefs.
I'm going to go with the Broncos. And I really like, of course, yes, Bo Nixon's playing great. I really like the Broncos' defense, though. They just got a way that they can get to the quarterback. Yeah. They got a great secondary that can run with and cover a variety of receivers with talents. And I'm going to go with the Broncos.
Okay, next game. I got to leave right now. So I'm going to tell you who I'm picking for the Cowboys and the Raiders. I'm picking... Jeez, yeah, the Cowboys by a lot right there.
And the Raiders aren't really that good. Cowboys aren't that good either, to be fair.
No, but they're, I believe the same thing, like it's a home game for the Cowboys. And then the Bills and Texans, I'm taking the Texans in that one. All right.
That's going into Thursday.
That's the Thursday night game. So I'm going to let you, so now you know what I'm up to. I got to get running right now. You guys, God bless you guys. I'm sure that these guys can... Right,
no, you can sign us out.
What we
get us out of here.
What we do.
All right.
You can sign the show up. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Well, thank you so much to the CoolFM Empire. Thank you if you're a sponsor, Seniors Helping Seniors, Prestige Remodeling, Physical Balance Center. Thank you to all of them.
SSVEC.
SSVEC, yeah. Thank you to my friends, Coach Lassiter, Jared Young, Coach Dennis Baker. My name is Jon Berger. We love you guys. Stay tuned for next week. We'll see you again later.